Well, all right. Now it is Thursday, March 7th. It's late for me. It's nearing 12 o'clock in the afternoon, about 11:50 right now here on the West Coast. And I wrapped up my day. I actually wrapped it up a long time ago, but in my live stream, as you can see, I live stream every single day between 9:45 and 12:30 on the East Coast, which is 6:45 a.m. to 9:30 Pacific Standard Time here in California. And uh, man, my live stream was a little my live stream was a little bit more live today. It's more lively. Had some people come by and chat with me, and really just sparked a lot of conversation, and really just got me going in terms of addressing and talking about all sorts of variety of things, really, about my strategy and trading in general, and what other YouTubers are doing, and what YouTube gurus are teaching, and what works and what doesn't work, and what I'm trying, and why I'm doing things that are different than what other people are doing, and a whole conversation about the risk reward strategy, and the fact that each individual trade I take, I'm risking more than I'm making on profit on the wins, and just a whole lot. We had a really live discussion, like I said, and I gotta say right here at the top, today is March 7th, and if there's ever a day you want to go and check out my live stream, today is the day. And for people that come in that are new, and mostly people are going to be new to me when they find me, right? Because I'm still in the very early stages of this. My channel hasn't grown very much yet, but I'm going to point a lot of people to watch my live stream from today, and a little bit in like the first 30 minutes, and then especially the last probably about 2 hours, I had a lot to say, and I really addressed all of the main things about what I'm doing here, what my strategy is, what this channel is about, why I'm recording here on YouTube, why I'm doing live streams, why I'm putting this out there in the way I'm putting it out there. And, really just all about the reasons why it's not about me trying to teach. I'm certainly not in a place to teach anyone how to trade. I'm still trying to figure it out for myself, and I'm just showing what I'm doing as a regular person sitting here in California who has been trading futures for quite a while now and still hasn't figured out a way to be profitable or successful with it. And I'm trying a brand new strategy, and every day that I do this, every single day that I do a live stream, every single day that I do a review, there's going to be something new to learn, to see how things are progressing, what the setbacks are, on the bad days, and when things are going good and right, how that's working out on the good days. And yesterday and today are like a perfect example of that, because today trading, I let yesterday affect me in my trading today, and it's just the reality. And again, you could go back to the live stream and see a longer conversation about all of this. But yesterday I had a 3 and 4 day, which isn't terrible, especially because of my strategy, where my risk management strategy is I take a trade on an account, I move on to the next account, win or lose. That's how I'm supposed to trade. That's my my trading plan. And on days that I do that, it's going to largely work out in my favor. There was a day this week, a couple of days ago, where I only traded one account. I was 6 and 8 on that day. And it was a lesson to me. I thought I was doing the right thing, but the reality is I could have been, if I traded my normal trading plan, I could have had 6 accounts that were in the positive that day, 6 accounts that were moving towards the goals. And I would have had 2 accounts that had red days, right? Yesterday, I was 3 and 4. Now, for some people, 3 and 4 is a really great day, because their risk reward, there's more swing traders, they go for more profit, and their losses are less. And so when they do a swing trade, they can capture a really big target, really big profit, and it can counterbalance, the 4 bad trades that they took, for smaller losses. That's not how my trading system works. I'm a scalper, and so like most scalpers, our risk reward is, what some people would call is inverted. I'm risking 3, 4, 5, 6 times more than the profit I'm going to make on the trade. And because of that, what I decided to do is trade each account one at a time. This is a new thing. I've only been doing this for a short amount of time, treating these accounts this way. So yesterday, I got 3 accounts that got wins, and I got 4 accounts that got losses. So 3 accounts advanced and 4 accounts got set back. Okay. My PA number 2 here was only 600 away from passing. Now I'm 1100 away. Okay. But I didn't take 4 losses on that account. Even though I had 4 losses yesterday, I took 1 loss. I preserved the account, I preserved the capital, and moved on to another account. And the next time I trade it, if I get a win, I'll get some of it back. And then the next time I get a win, I'll get some or most of the rest of it back. And then at that point, the next trade after that will definitely be ahead of where I was before the loss. So it's only going to take me, 2 to 3 trades probably to either be break even or back in profit from where I left off before that loss. So that's how I'm advancing. And so I talked a lot about that strategy in today's video. And for anyone that hasn't been following me on this journey, or you're not sure what I'm doing here, what my strategy is, how I'm trading my Apex accounts, why I'm taking the entries I'm taking. If you have any interest in all that, today's live stream is definitely the one to check out. I tend to talk a little bit slower in general, so I'm sure you can, at the very least, 1.5 times speed through it and listen and hear everything I'm talking about. I personally, when I listen to it back, when I want to go back to a day and see what my thoughts were that day, or what happened, or what I was thinking about, or why I took certain trades, or just going back, because I do that from time to time just to like continue to learn from past days. I listen to myself at 2 times speed. I'm able to understand myself. Maybe it's just because it's me talking, but at the very least, I'm sure you can watch it in 1.5 times speed and zip through it, so it's not as long as what it actually is. But the last 2 hours today, I really got into it. I really talked about just all the dynamics of everything that's gone on with me and my trading, what I'm doing now, what I did before, why, how, everything. And if you have questions about anything I'm doing here, you can always feel free to come join me in my live stream. I'm down to answer questions about what I'm doing and have conversation. If you think I'm doing something wrong, it's interesting. I've had now a few comments of like people talking about my risk reward, and I understand why they're saying it, and they're not making invalid points. The points are valid about it. When I take a trade, I'm risking sometimes 5 or more times the amount that I'm going to make. And so when I get winners, it's great. But when I get losers, the losers are more. So I understand that criticism, but it's just the nature of scalping. And if you go and watch, bit of self-help thing here. If you go and watch the live stream today, I really get into it and talk about everything involved in risk reward, and really the quick point I want to make about it here is I don't look at it as I'm risking money in these accounts. I have been watching Alpine for a while now. Alpine Trader, for anyone that doesn't watch him, I recommend him. You should go check him out. He has got this right about how to trade prop firms, and especially how to trade a prop firm like Apex that allows you to trade up to 20 PA accounts. And the reality is if you are smart, and I'm not saying that in a derogatory way, like if you're not thinking this way, you're not smart, but people just don't think of it. And I didn't think of it until he started talking about it. And the more I thought about it and considered it in comparison to what I've been doing trading Apex for the last, previous, say, call it 10 months before this year, I looked at it the same way a lot of you do, which is that, each trade I'm risking a certain amount of capital of these accounts and drawdown. And that, if I'm taking a big loss on a win, I'm only getting a small profit, it wasn't great. And especially when I was getting a lower volume of trades, it was impossible, You can't trade that way. If you're trading max system and you're getting 3 trades a week and you're trying to get ahead on your Apex accounts, you're going to have a really difficult time because you're going to be spinning your wheels, especially if you're doing it on evaluations too. If you're paying monthly PA fees, you're going to go through a lot of monthly PA fees before you get your payout, because one loss is going to set you back. And if you're treating it like a live account, and that's the common criticism or the advice that people give, and other people that are from other prop firms diss Apex and diss people that trade the way Alpine trades on Apex because they're saying they're not trading it like a live account and that's not going to help them in the future. Well, we're in the here and now, and you better figure out and learn how to trade these Apex accounts in the best way possible. It's a great opportunity to trade this way. Man, this thing is selling off. We all have a great opportunity with these accounts. We are given the opportunity to trade up to 4 contracts on a 25K account, up to 10 contracts on a 50K account. These accounts are $15 when it's 90% off. When it's 80% off, these accounts are $30. You're getting a $2,500 drawdown on a 50K account. You're risking out of your pocket $30 at 80% off. Like, let that run through your mind. I traded a live account. To trade a live account on NQ, which is what I'm trading now, you need $1,000 just for the margin. So if you want to trade one contract in a live account, just for the margin, you need $1,000. That means if you only have $1,000 in your account, you can't trade the NQ, because as soon as you enter a trade, you'll get liquidated, because the second it goes one tick against you, you don't have the $1,000 margin and they will close that trade and you'll take a loss, and they'll close it. You might take slippage. So it might not just be one ticket. You'll probably get more than one tick loss. So to even trade one contract on the NQ that I'm trading today on all these accounts, you need minimum, and it's not enough, but you need minimum $1,500 to trade one NQ contract, because you need to maintain the $1,000 of margin. And if the trade goes against you, if you have a $1,500 account, you have a $500 drawdown. That's how that works. And if you go 1 penny over 500, you will get liquidated. You'll get margin called, and you'll be taken out of the trade, and you'll lose that $500. And then you can't trade again until you put more money in. Here with these Apex accounts, you get for $30 a 50K account at 80%. I know right now they're running the 71% discount. So I'm referring to the 80% discount because all of my accounts renew at no less than 80% discount. So for $30, you can trade up to 10 contracts. You have $2,500 of drawdown for $30. Now, you want to talk about the PA? Okay, let's talk about the PA. If you pass the evaluation in the first month and you buy a lifetime fee PA account for the 50K account, you'll pay $140 for that lifetime of that PA account, plus the $30 you spent on an 80% off. You're talking about $170. Let's say it took you 2 months. You're talking about $200. Okay, you're getting a $2,500 drawdown for $200, which is less than the risk you are taking on your live account trading one NQ contract on any typical trade. Your one NQ contract, if you take a loss, you're going to take a loss bigger than $200. So for one trade in a live account, here you can take that same one trade with one contract and you can lose multiple times. And even on your PA account, the most you can lose if you blow up that account is $200. So you have the ability to trade X amount of trades more, infinitely more than what you can on a live account with one contract. I just got to point that out. People don't realize the amount of leverage you're being given for such a small amount of money. You have maximum risk in this scenario of $200 for this one 50K PA account. $200 of your own money is on the line at all times. No matter what happens on each individual trade, the most you can actually lose out of your own pocket that you put on your credit card or had taken out of your bank account is $200. And for the risk of $200, you have the ability and capability and possibility and opportunity to make $2,000 on a max capped payout for your first payout. That's a 10x return on your money in that scenario. So you want to talk about risk reward? That's the risk reward that I'm talking about. Okay. You are risking 200 to make 2,000. That's the only way I'm looking at this Apex game from here on out. That's how I started looking at it just in the past month or two. Alpine changed my whole thought process about it. And if you're not on board with that, if you're not figuring it out yet, you need to think about it, because it's really easy to get caught up. And a lot of people will give you the advice that that's the way to trade. Trade your prop account like it's a live account. But you know what? If you're trading a live account, you're not being restricted by all the rules of a prop firm. They're not letting you trade it like a live account. They say, oh, you can't hyper scalp, this hyper scalp thing. It's not hyper scalping. You can go get a live account with a live brokerage and you can scalp for 1 tick profit on NQ 100 times in a day. They won't say a word about it. They don't care. They'll be collecting their commissions and they'll be happy you traded 100 times. They don't care about your 1 tick of profit. They don't care about your hyper scalping. All they care about is that you have the margin required in your account to trade and that they make their commissions. And you can do whatever you want. There's no daily loss limit. There's no trailing drawdown. There's nothing. There's nothing that says you can't have X amount of trades in a day. There are no rules other than maintaining your margin requirement. And that's it. The second you don't have the margin requirement, they'll liquidate your trade. And that's how it works. So I'm just saying, get on it, people. Figure it out. Get smart. Think about it. And, that's really something I talked a lot about in the live stream. Go check it out. I don't want to continue here and make this another hour-long video. But look, I get it. You're looking at the value of these accounts as if it's real money. Alpine says it best. This is not real money. It's not real money until it's in your bank account. You get a payout, it's approved, and the money is transferred in your bank account. That's when it's real money. This account is up $1,459. I don't have $1,459. I'm not $1,459 richer right now. This money doesn't exist. There is an end to this game. I have to win the game. It's a game. The game is to get to $52,600 in this account. That's the first requirement. The second requirement is to trade 10 days. Well, guess what? I've traded 28 days. There it is. I've traded 28 days on this account already. That money's not mine yet. You know why that money's not mine yet? Because the other part of the deal is I have to hit $2,600 in profit on that account. Okay? If I don't hit $2,600 in profit and I hit the trailing drawdown first, currently the trailing drawdown is at $49,536. So I'm a little bit under $2,000 from the trailing drawdown. If I hit that trailing drawdown first, guess what? This all goes away. This account doesn't exist anymore. Where's that $1,500? It's not in my pocket. Okay? You need to hit the goal and end the game. Earn the tickets. It's like playing skee ball at the arcade. You get those tickets if you do really good and get a high score. You're going for the high score. Go for the high score on these accounts. Get your tickets. When you get to 2,600 on a 50K account and you've traded for 10 days, you turn your tickets in and get your payout. And Alpine's got it right. Take your max payout. Take your max payout, get $2,000. That's 10x on your money if you're in this account for $200 for the fees for that particular account. 10x on your money. That's the risk reward. You're willing to risk $200 of your own money. In this case, I'm willing to risk $200 of my own money on this account for the chance, the opportunity, the possibility of getting a max payout of $2,000, 10xing my risk. Think about it. Okay? Go check out my live stream. We talk about all kinds of stuff. But I let today affect me. And I want to get back to that thought process because today was a 3-0 day, which is a good day. I was 3-0. Evaluation 31 took $104. Evaluation 33 took $118. Evaluation 35 took $178. Okay, that's good. I'm happy. It's a nice way to have a day after you went 3 and 4 and had 4 red accounts. It's good. Today, just on this chart alone, this chart didn't have a single losing entry the entire time I traded. All the way until past 10:30 in the morning here on the West Coast. Every single trade from the time I started trading today, I started trading right around 7 o'clock. From the time I started trading today, every single trade I could have taken, if I took every single trade today, I would have been at 8-0. Before today, for the last couple weeks, I've been taking every trade. I didn't do it today. I didn't do it for two reasons. The first primary reason is because I was affected by yesterday. I let yesterday affect me. And it's crazy because this strategy, it's been so great for me that I'm not analyzing the chart. I'm not thinking about the setups. I'm not applying subjective rules to the trades. I'm not doing anything. I've just been taking the entry when they come. I look for the chart that I can trade off of, where every second entry is working for the day for my profit target. And when I find a chart that is working for every single entry for the profit target, that's the chart I'm trading, and I'm taking every entry that comes. And I'm supposed to take every entry that comes until a loss comes. And then I shut that chart down and move on to the next chart that has no losses. And that's my edge. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's what I did yesterday. And I ended up 3-4, 3 wins out of 7 trades. And it didn't feel good, but it didn't affect me in terms of like, usually in the old days, after one loss, I would think about it all day. Why did I take that trade? I should have known better. What about this and that and the other thing that broke the rule? I should have known not to take the trade. I could have avoided it. And that just doesn't go on with the system anymore for me. I take the trade, it wins or loses, I move on to the next account. I take the trade, it wins or loses, I go on to the next account. And I'm supposed to take all the emotions, thoughts, feelings, analysis out of it. And, there are a couple of valid reasons that I came up with yesterday where, 2 of the trades that I lost with, I think they're valid reasons to skip those particular scenarios. Today, none of those scenarios were at play. None of them. And I could have been 8-0. All I had to do was take every single entry. But I let myself think too much today about, you lose trust. It's like you have one bad day and you forget about all the days and weeks where it's been working so good. And all you remember is the most recent setback. And yesterday felt like a setback because I had the most losses in a single day that I've had trading the strategy. The one time I lost 4 times. And today, because I let it get to me, and it's funny, it didn't get to me yesterday. Yesterday, I went on with my day. I had a great day. I didn't even think about the losses at all. All I thought about was like, okay, next day, tomorrow, I just got to trust my system and trade. And today I didn't trust it, but I should have, because I had the opportunity and the chance to be 8-0 today. And for anyone that came into my stream yesterday thinking like, oh man, this guy sucks. This guy is losing. And look, when he wins small. And when he loses big. And this guy's not a good trader. Right? You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't trade that way. You shouldn't trade with so much risk. You need to make your profits bigger and your losses smaller. All the people that would have said that today would have came back today and saying 8-0. Well, they're not saying 8-0. They're saying 3-0. For all intents and purposes, it's the same. The other thing I did was I didn't trade my PA accounts. I got too scared to trade my PA accounts. I was gonna my second or third trade of the day. I forget which one. I was going to trade it. And at the last moment I said, no, I'm going to stick with the evaluations. Obviously, I can't do that. I need to be willing to trade my PA accounts just the same as the evaluations. Yeah, they're worth a little bit more to me because I paid $200 for them on average. Some less, some more. About $200. I don't think anything really more than $200 for each one. So they mean a little bit more to me because they're not $30 or not $15, and once you're making money on these accounts, yeah, you're closer to actually getting a payout. So it feels more like real money than the evaluations, right? But it's still not real money, and it's not going to be real money. You can't make real money unless you trade the account, and you can't make money and get a payout without trading it. That's what it comes down to. So I needed to trade the PA accounts today. I didn't. I needed to take all the entries today. I didn't. I only traded the evaluations. I didn't take full advantage of the day. It could have been a great, great day, and it would have felt so awesome if I just leaned in and trusted my strategy today. And I didn't. I let it hold me back. I let the fear of another 3-4 day happen. hold me back from the potential of today. Today's full potential was an 8-0 day. Literally every single active account I have would have had a win today. And it's a lesson learned. It's a lesson learned. And it's hard. It's hard to do this YouTube thing. People come in, they criticize or they suggest things. Oh, better ways, this and that. Dude, I've been doing this a long time now, right? I've been doing it a long time. I understand the risk involved in having more risk reward per trade, but there's two strategies at play. Check out my live stream. I really talk about it in full depth. I'm already 25 minutes into this video and I didn't want to make it this long because I did so much talking in that video. You really got to check it out. But there's two strategies at play. There's my entry strategy. That's how I enter trades. That's one thing. Then there's my Apex prop firm strategy. That's my risk management. My risk management has to do with how I play my accounts. My risk management is not involved here. My risk management has nothing to do with the wins and losses taken on the chart. It only has to do with the wins and losses taken on the accounts. I hope that makes sense for everyone. If it doesn't make sense, just think about it. Go watch my live stream, hear what I have to say, and think about it. Think about where the risk versus reward is. Is it on the individual trades on this fake money? Or is it on the individual accounts payouts versus how much it took you to achieve a PA account? All right. That's all I'm going to say about it right now. One max payout on one PA account makes me a break-even trader on Apex right now. And I only just started to have this realization, to have this epiphany about how I need to trade these accounts in just the last few weeks. Definitely not longer than a month or two. So this is a new thing. And this is just the beginning. I said on my stream, anyone that's coming and checking out my stream or checking out these review videos and seeing what I'm up to, this is like the very beginning of my journey, especially with this strategy. I've only been trading NQ since the day after Christmas. I've never traded NQ before. And I've only been trading this strategy since that day. And I've only been putting it on YouTube since the beginning of January, the first trading day of January. So it's been just over 2 months. Okay, 2 full months. So I compared it, I don't know if this is a good comparison, but I compared it to if I was going to go skydiving for the first time and try that out. Like, I'm at the part where I think I've just turned, they've only just turned on the engine of the airplane and I just got inside the plane. I don't even think I'm in the air yet, honestly. I think I've got my parachute on my back and I'm in the plane and the engine's running and we're going to take off. We're going to take off soon here. But this is the beginning. And if you're coming here and checking this out, I understand the suggestions and the criticisms and the thoughts. But guess what? You can't just go on the YouTube and find someone trading a strategy and think that you're just going to trade it the same way as them and be profitable. It's just not going to work. You're going to have to find what works out for you. And it might be taking little things from different people. It might be adjusting what someone is showing how to do it and finding your own way to trade it. But if you just try to emulate it and trade it only exactly the way they teach it, you're not going to get very far. I just know it and I guarantee it. Very few people, like a microscopic amount of people, are going to be successful that way. You got to find what works for you. And this is me finding what's working for me right now. And I'm going to make adjustments as I go. And if you come and check it out, you're going to be here at the beginning, seeing where it goes. And, maybe I get in the air and I jump out of the plane and I find out that the parachute doesn't work. And maybe the whole thing blows up, all these accounts. Maybe all these accounts will blow up. Or maybe I'm onto something new and I'm trading in a different way. I haven't seen people trade with the concept that I'm trading anywhere. Aspects of it, but not what I'm doing. Not what my brother's doing. And we're doing something different here. And so this is just like the ground floor and we're going to see where it goes. I appreciate anyone that comes by and checks it out. And, I'm 150 trades in to this strategy. I've got an 80% win rate. You can see over here. 150 trades. That's the sample size so far. It's early on. It's a good sample size, but it's early on. That's not a really large sample size in the big scheme of things. So it's going to play out here on YouTube. I show my accounts at all times. I show my balances at all times. I show my P&L at all times. I don't take a trade that's not on my live stream. I don't take a trade on an account that's not on my live stream. I don't do anything that's not on my live stream. I don't hide any of my accounts. I don't hide any of my losses. You're going to see from a guy that's just a regular guy sitting here in my house in California how this goes every single day. And it's going to be good sometimes, and it's going to be bad sometimes, and I'm going to adjust, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to learn to not let what happens yesterday affect me today. I'm going to trust my strategy. I'm going to trust the math, and I'm going to let it play out, and I'm going to just see where it takes me. And if it's not taking me where I want to go, then I'll make adjustments. But nobody's going to convince me to make adjustments. I'm going to learn on my own and do my own thing. I don't want to be dependent on anybody or anything else for my trading. I need to be able to trade with only one dependency, my own computer, my own internet, and myself. And I don't need anyone else to be able to figure out how to do this. I'm going to figure it out. That's my mentality. Anyway, we've all been there, and everybody's trying to figure this thing out, and everybody's looking for the Holy Grail here on YouTube and find that one guy that's doing the thing, and then they want to know all about it. Tell me, Alpine Trader, doing a great job on Apex. He's got over 100K in payouts. All he's doing is taking max payouts per account. He's never had a payout bigger than 2,000 on an individual account. And 2 months into the month, we're starting the third month, he's got 100K in payouts already by looking at the prop game in a different way than most people are and what most people are suggesting. So be your own best self-advocate and think outside the box. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say about that. All right, go check out my live stream. I get way more in depth. People are talking to me. We're sharing things, and I really I feel like I said it all in that video. And so anytime someone comes and asks some things, go there and I'll talk about it. I talked about all the reasons why I'm doing things I am, and you'll learn a lot in that video. So I can't recommend it enough. Let's get into the day's trades. So again, like I said, yesterday I let affect me today. Primarily was the reason why I didn't take some trades I could have taken. But I was 3-0 today. And the other reason why I actually missed some trades. I missed like 1 or 2 trades early on because we were having some deep conversation early on in the day about the risk reward. I really got into it there. And so I actually missed a couple of trades just because I was talking and I wasn't paying attention. So my day starts around 6:45 to 7. By the time I was on stream today, I think it was about 6:55 in the morning. So let me make this bigger here. And I'm really not analyzing anything. I'll say at some point I drew this measured move somewhat early on, and it's just, there's somewhat of an expectation that at some point today it could potentially reach as high as that, which seems really far outstretched and impossible. But when I lined it up with the 2 legs up on the daily chart, this is the daily chart here, you can see how close it is to that. Well, this line here on that measured move is 10 points higher than it is on this one from today's daily measured move. So there's some alignment there, which really gave me a lot of reason to think like that was entirely possible to reach it. It still hasn't yet. There's still some time. It's almost 12:30. There's still some time by the session close, which is still an hour and a half away. So anyway, so I kind of have that in mind. Now today, my first trade, I was making some adjustments on my settings and on my entry settings, and I entered this trade. It was kind of weird. When I entered it, it was like I entered late, and I realized that this was a first entry, second entry, and I was just starting my day. I was a little bit groggy still, and when I entered this trade, I thought I was going to enter it 1 tick above here, above this bar, but it entered when it hadn't reached that yet. It was like it came back and entered me or something. I have to go back and watch the live stream again to see how I entered this. But it wasn't my expectations. My expectations was to enter higher. And then when I entered, I didn't realize that this bar had engulfed this bar. So actually my entry was correct for the engulfing bar, but I entered late somehow. I really have to go back and watch it because it's still not entirely clear to me what exactly I did or why I entered the way I entered. But so I entered and it was like working against me. It was drawing down. And I was like, I don't even know why I'm in this trade because I thought it wouldn't trigger me in until up here, a tick above this bar. So I thought I wasn't supposed to be in the trade yet. Actually, I was. I entered late. The entry was in the correct spot. It would have worked. I exited break even because of all that. So right off the bat, I had like a weird thing happen because I was playing with my settings, and I really should have tested those settings before I tried to trade. And because I didn't do that, I wasn't prepared for what was happening. And so I exited break even +1. I mean, it wasn't a red trade. I had, a couple bucks, whatever it is after commissions on NQ. So that already threw me off a little bit. Then I had a comment about my risk reward strategy. So I got into that conversation. At the same time, I was still getting over a day that was my least optimal day from yesterday, having 4 losses in the day. And meanwhile, the good thing to say is I still took this trade. This was my first trade of the day. I took it on evaluation 31. I made $104 on it. It went 11 ticks, which is my primary profit target that I'm going for. And, I was happy that I was willing to take the trade. It's clearly an uptrending market for the day, and it's not the most bearish bar. And it's easy to want to not take this trade, but my edge, my strategy, my rule is that I'm supposed to take every entry. It was hard to take this entry. I took it because of yesterday. It was hard to take this entry because you got to just trust the system. It's like a blind faith. It's like jumping out of that plane with that parachute on your back and trusting that it's going to catch you and bring you back down to land safely. That's what trading this way feels like, because you're not applying any rules, any analysis, any sort of thinking to the reason why you're taking the trade other than you're trusting the chart. So I took the trade. I did what I was supposed to do. I won. Happy. Now, at this point, deep in the conversation, definitely after this trade, I don't know what I was saying or what was going on. I was definitely on one and saying a whole lot. And there's a second entry here. I didn't take it. I didn't even see it. I was talking. I don't know what I was looking at. It would have worked. So right there, I would have been 3-0. Okay. I just entirely missed the trade because I was talking to the people in the chat in the live stream. Missed it. I couldn't even tell you. Okay. The next trade, this is a second entry short here. There's a new low here. There's a first entry short, second entry short. I could have taken this trade. I was talking, I was doing who knows what. I was honestly still timid from yesterday, not wanting to take every entry necessarily. And so I'm thoughts are creeping in and holding me back. And I saw this right at the last second form, and I was like, oh, do I want to take this trade? And I was getting ready to do it. I wanted to trade my next trade on my PA account because this was the first trade. So this would have been the second trade. Usually I go from Eval to PA, and I was just like, oh, do I want to take this on my PA account? And I decided, oh, maybe I'll switch to evaluation. In that thought process, I didn't enter it, and it triggered before I was done thinking about it. Clearly would have worked, right? So now I could have been 4-0 at that point. Then still been talking, but at least I was ready to take this trade. Again, I wanted to take it on my PA, but I just honestly, I still had yesterday in my mind. I had the criticism or the feedback of questioning the risk reward strategy and all this stuff, even though they don't understand my risk reward strategy with my accounts. And so at the last moment, I changed it to my evaluation account and I took this trade. Would have worked for 17 ticks. This was evaluation 35. I made $178 trading 3 contracts on the 50K account. Worked no problem. This is an example of a trade where I've had this exact same setup lose before. So, it's like, if you apply rules and say, oh, well, I saw it lose before, so I'm not going to take it again. Well, look, it worked this time, right? So let's see here. Then my next trade was on a different chart. Let me find that chart. And so for anyone wondering, I look at multiple different tick size charts, and I'll trade on any one of them. If every entry is working, every second entry is working for my profit target for the day, then I'm willing to take a trade off of that chart. And I've got 4 that I'm looking at any given time at most. And whichever one has the next trade coming, I pop it into my YouTube chart window and I take the trade. So here was another chart. You can see this is technically the signal bar. It's a bearish bar. I entered long above that bearish bar, and I was proud of myself. I was willing to take the trade. Now, mind you, this could have been the 5th trade I've taken already by this time, just out of the ones I'm showing right now. And if you go back to my live stream, I point out all the trades I could have taken. From the time I was done trading at 10:30, there was about 8 trades, if I remember correctly. 8 trades, I would have won all of them. They would have all been winners. I would have been 8-0, would have had a win for every single account today. But I let the fear of yesterday creep in and the distraction of the chat make me miss a couple. But I did take this one on evaluation 31. I got 10 ticks, 1 tick less than I like to get. So $104. I think I was looking at the wrong account on the other one. I think I said it was 31. It was probably 33. Anyway, those were my 3 trades for the day, and I didn't take any more trades after that. And I appreciate everyone that's coming to check out my reviews here on these videos, or really the action is at the live streams. And I definitely recommend coming to check out the live streams. I got a comment about the chart not being big enough and the our Trader Pro showing all the profit balances and everything in the screen box at the bottom being too big. I understand some people watch on their phone, their laptop, their iPad, but on those you can just blow it up. You can make the chart part bigger, especially on your phone or your iPad. So you can just make it bigger and see it that way. But I make a point of leaving both of these windows large and big enough to read the numbers and actually see it. If I make it any smaller, it's really hard to read even on a big TV. And I want to make the point of this here in this video too, like I did in my live stream. I leave this big box open and big and able to be seen at all times. These are all my current active accounts, and I don't trade on any other account, and I don't trade off of my live stream, and I'll never take a trade that isn't reflected. You'll never see me trade one day and come back and my balances are different, and me saying like, oh, I took a trade here at this time. And no, I don't do that. I take every trade on my stream. I show every trade. I show all my accounts at all times. You can always see where my accounts are. You don't have to ask me what the balance is. I'm not hiding it when I take a loss. Everything's there. You can see it all. I show my stats. My stats, if you go back to day 1 of 2024, you'll see that I started my stats on day 1, and every day it lines up. There's no wiggle room. There's no messing with the stats. There's no messing with the balances. There's no hiding my accounts. I just want to make a point of that. Some people, they take trades. They don't show you the winning trade until after they took it. They don't show you when they got in, when they got out, and they only show you after the fact. You can see my trades. You can see all my entries. Live and after the fact, you can always see all the markers of where I took a trade. You can see the break-even trade. You can see all of these. I just want to make a point that I'm always showing everything, and that's part of this. 1 second here. All right, my wife was just leaving, said bye to her. So yeah, I mean, really, so to wrap this up, I just want to say, check out the live stream. I get even further in depth. I can't believe I actually managed to talk another 45 minutes about all this stuff. But I just feel like it's like, I want to put a lot of this stuff out there, and I'm progressing in a very specific way, and I have reasons for everything, why I'm doing things the way I'm doing them, why I'm trading the strategy the way I'm trading it, why I'm trading my Apex accounts the way I'm trading them. And I have goals and aspirations and things in mind, and I've settled on a way to trade that is currently what I'm trading. I will make adjustments if I need to as I go. I was trading with rules for the first 2 months, trading the system. I stripped all the rules away, and I was just taking every entry. Now I'm considering having like the slightest amount of rules. But otherwise taking every entry. The whole point of what I'm doing is I'm trying to trade using a system that is completely 100%, like as close to 100% objective and not subjective as possible. Like people say you cannot trade a black and white system, but if you create a bot can trade a black and white system, right? Think about it. The bot, you enter in all of the rules that it's going to take a trade or not take a trade, and it just does that. It doesn't think about yesterday and having 4 losses. It doesn't say, oh, I'm not going to take a trade today because I had 4 losses yesterday, and so I'm just feeling a little bit unsure. No, the bot's going to take that trade. Take the trade. And that's what I need to learn from today. And so yesterday, the 4 losses, and today, the 3-0, and could have been 8-0, like legitimately could have been 8-0. Legitimately could have been 8-0. I mean, it's like, I got to keep that in mind. I got to think about that. Okay. It's important because I let myself be affected by some questioning about my risk reward strategy. But more importantly, I let myself be hesitant today and not do my system to the fullest because I had 4 losses yesterday and I denied myself 5 extra wins. Now, 2 of them, I was distracted from talking, and I'm not used to chatting in the live stream. The live stream is still new to me, by the way. I've only been live streaming for a few weeks. So I was distracted by actually having people there that actually talk to me, because usually I'm just there by myself, I think, most of the time, or maybe 1 or 2 people that don't talk. And today, got deep into a conversation and I missed 2. So let's say I missed 2 because of that. I still could have been 6-0. I missed out on the opportunity of a 6-0 day, even given distractions and missing 2 trades, because I let myself kind of get hesitant or unsure because I took 4 losses yesterday. And the whole point of the strat that I'm trying to work on here is it's designed for me to take every trade until a loss comes. Losses will come. Hopefully the losses will be less than yesterday. I shouldn't be getting 4 losses. Typically, by the time I get 2 losses in a day, I don't have any more charts to trade anyway. I can't find any more, or the time is up. I don't want to trade past around 9:30 in the morning. And so typically, if I were to get more than 2 trades a day, there's probably a reason to not be trading further. But yesterday, I had more good charts. I could find more good charts. I kept going. It was still early enough. And it's just the way it went. I mean, it's still a good thing for me that I was able to get 7 trades in 1 day trading that system inside of 2 hours. And I got to remember that too. It's like, it's my strategy is going to call in volume of trades. And that's why I'm trading this way as well. It's not good enough. I'm not going to get where I want to get on these Apex prop games, getting 3 trades a week. I need to get 20 trades a week. And guess what? I've got 22 trades this week already. So even with a bad day, even with some negative outcomes on some accounts yesterday, I got 22 trades this week, and that's going to be part of the winning formula for my success in the future. So there's a lot going on. It's dynamic. There's no one answer to any problem that anyone has. If you think you can lower your risk and have a better outcome, try it. If you're scalping and you want to go for 20 ticks and you don't want to risk more than 1-to-1, so you don't want to risk more than 20 ticks, try it. If you're putting an arbitrary stop at 20 ticks on all of your trades, your winning percentage is going to be really low. Like, you're not going to have an 80% win rate like me. I'll tell you right now, especially on NQ. 20 ticks, it's not even a third of most of these bars, of all of the bars. You know, maybe it's a third, okay, if you're lucky. So just the noise, you're going to get taken out of so many trades before you get your 20 ticks. If you want to go for 60 ticks, but you only want to risk 20, good luck. It's going to be an even lower win percentage. Now, it's true, if your reward is that big, you might get just enough wins that you could come out profitable, but can you endure taking that many losses over and over and over? I can't. I don't like that aspect, so I can't trade that way. I don't want a 35% win rate that's profitable, because taking on that many losers affects me, you know? Just look at it, like 4 losses affected the way I traded today, and I let it hold me back. So it's a dynamic situation. Trading is dynamic. Nobody could come to anybody else and say, if you do this one thing, or if you do this 5 things even, that's going to change the way your profitability is, or your success rate, or whatever it might be. I've just been around long enough to know that that's not the truth. The truth is, learn from as many people as you can. Take what works for you, leave the rest. Take what works, leave the rest. And don't think that you're going to just take a strategy that works for somebody and try to do it exactly like them, and poof, you're going to be a great trader. It just doesn't work like that. I've got enough experience to know for myself. It just doesn't work like that. 71% discount still going on. Get your Apex evaluations. You can use this code or any other. And they're still running the 3-day to pass an evaluation. So any current evaluations, you have till the 14th to pass those if you have traded them for at least 3 days. Otherwise, it's likely to go back to 7 days to pass. And $35 reset currently on accounts, which is a really good deal when the 71% discount is running. If you've got any accounts larger than 50K, if you have enough days in your monthly subscription period, then it's worth doing a reset if you still have the bulk of your time for that month. Otherwise, I've said it all here, and I definitely said it all in the live stream. If any of this is interesting to you, I hope you will check out the live stream that I recorded today, as well as future live streams. Come by, say hi, get involved. Let's talk trading. I'm down. I'm going to try to ignore comments when I see trades coming up, or potentially, so I can be more focused and not skip any or miss any, I should say. But I'm down to have conversations. I want to grow this channel. I want people to be entertained as well. And I think it's just interesting to follow a regular guy that's showing it all as far as the accounts and the trades, and see if I can go to unprofitable trader to profitable. If I can go to from unsuccessful trader to successful, whatever that is. Or it might be interesting if it all just crashes and burns and I blow up all of these accounts. That'll be interesting too. So thanks for checking out this video. I do the review video every day after my live stream. Usually I don't talk so much in my live stream. Today was the most I've ever talked in my live stream, but I imagine the more people that come through, I guess the more I'll talk. So that's how that's going to work. All right. I'm not going to let tomorrow be affected by yesterday. Okay. That's what I'm saying right now. Tomorrow, I'm going to trade the system. I'm going to accept the results, whatever they are. I'm going to include them in my stats. I'm going to see how it all plays out, and I will make adjustments as necessary as I move forward. Thank you everyone for participated in the chat today. And thank you to everyone who watches either the video review or the live stream. Please like and subscribe if any of this is something that you find interesting. I definitely am hoping to grow the channel. So I think I've said it all for the last time for the day. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good one. Hope your trading was good today. I'm out of here.